allow the two children to attend the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary politico. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Maiyegun ti dé.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Maiyegun Live. Thank you very much for joining me. Joining the temple this hour. Remember, read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast. Like it. Share it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them, Maiyegun today. And then you can sit back, relax, and let's catch up on what is cooking.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la anri lowo, makasakasa timbo. A dollar was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now a dollar is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Torito on se falafulu. Ogba salary kilawa. Igberaga week. Ogbera resanle like
70 years old man.
Apologies. So I lost the audio at a point, so I had to kind of like rejig it and come back in. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. It's quite, it's very important. If you can, please let me know if the audio is perfect over there. So, like I said, if you have shared this broadcast, a big thank you to you. And we are going to start from the rider for this broadcast, and that is, do you remember the controversial tax bill? A lot of us have expressed our views on this bill, right? And it is because of, primarily number one, we don't trust ourselves. Everybody knows that Nigeria is one fake contraption put together to just be able to control, or call it the biggest concentration of the black people on earth. So then being able to control the same, that's pretty much it. So if we are to actually really be asked if we want to be together and under what conditions, there's one certain giant answer, and that would be not under the current arrangements. So because of this, we believe that the southern Nigeria is being robbed, right, by the political, the owners of Nigeria to, serve the north. And because of this, the idea of tax reform of Tinubu appealed to so many southerners, and including some northerners too. In that regard, right, it's a go-go. And to others who have actually managed to observe it very well, realize that, well, based on your division, it's easier for the likes of Tinubu to actually have a support on this, even when people don't even understand it in detail. So it's not going to serve the South as much as it's not going to serve the North. Here you get. So there are those who believe that we're like, it is fraudulent, especially the guy behind it, who is plotting to bring in his own alpha, beta, and what have you in, at the national level, so to say. So for those who are against, those who are in support, the Tinubu, the proponent of this, that's what makes it controversial. Sure, you get controversial bill. Finally, had what we are not sure is part of this bill that they have passed second reading now, that they will make some adjustments, which is so similar to what they are trying to change from. But everything else can go as the supposed the state governors forum gave their approval. So it's now left for the National Assembly guys to pass it into bill, and Tinubu sign it into law, and then it goes straight into effect. And what would that change? Maybe everybody will be probably between the buyer's remorse after. Even those who are against it, who are unable to push their own explanation all through, and those who are in support of it, who have managed to believe a part of it that is, everybody will have to find out after all, what is it that they agreed to and what are they signing? So we are starting from that this evening, because the news is that they've already passed the second reading. And second reading means after a few abracadabra review, you're just going to hear the breaking news. The tax bill have been passed, because there are like 4 parts of it. I don't want to go too much into details. I just want to give you the updates according to the National Assembly, House of Representatives.
Falake, I reserve the last session for you, being the chairman of the committee that will coordinate. So you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is James Abiodun Faleke. I represent Ikeja Federal Constituency. Honorable colleagues, I appreciate the Speaker for giving me this floor. I want to say thank you to all the members. But particularly, I want to thank the Speaker for using his God-given talent, humility, to enable this session to have happened. I remember the day we started these debates, it was like the house was going to fall apart. But here we are today, everybody is on the same page because of the way and manner you have conducted it. I appreciate members. All the issues raised, I have noted down. And I want to assure that the public hearing will take note of all these issues. And when we do come back with the reports, I'm sure all the issues raised will be accommodated. I appreciate all the leaders. I appreciate you, the leader of the House. Thank you for leading us well, and thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. So without any waste of time, we go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those in support should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. Thank you very much. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, point of order, sir.
Clerk, go ahead.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to provide for assessment, collection of, and accounting for revenue accruing to the Federation, federal, states, and local governments prescribe the powers and functions of tax authorities and for related matters. Second reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Federal Inland Revenue Service Establishment Act No. 13, 2007, and enact the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill to establish Nigeria Revenue Service charged with powers of assessment, collection of, and accounting for revenue accruable to the government and of the Federation and for related matters. Second reading. A bill for an act to establish the Joint Revenue Board, the Tax Repeal Tribunal, and the Office of the Tax Ombud, and for the harmonization, coordination, and settlement of disputes arising from revenue administration in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading. A bill for an act to repeal certain acts on taxation and consolidate the legal frameworks relating to taxation and enact the Nigeria Tax Act to provide for taxation of income, transactions, and instruments and for related matters. Second reading.
The 4 bills are referred to the Committee on Finance for further legislative action. It's not public hearing this time around. It's public hearing that we are going to have additional. But the referral is to the Committee on Finance. Leader of the House, please can you move that the House adjourn to tomorrow, 11 a.m.?
That's right. I mean, all you have seen there is just pure performative, you know, being theatrical about it, make it look more like that's the process anyway, you know. So after the whole conversation behind the scene, what changed what, and behind the scene, so let's put up a show. The Committee for Finance, House of Representatives, is led by Lekki, who happened to be a Tinubu's boy. So he will look into everybody's concern, public hearing, and then we'll give you our reports. So their report is to say, we want to go ahead and pass this bill, kind of. I don't know, maybe it's probably not, but probably irrelevant anyway. But you shall know the chain of, like chain of command that way, right? So then, once they amend the revenue generation and mobilization or what have you of the FIRSC, no, Federal Inland Revenue, FIRS rather. So when they're able to amend the act that's kind of recently amended the acts in 2007. Once they're able to amend that, then the door is opened. The FIRS can then, right, hire a consultant that can help put together a mechanism of taking this money. So what some of us are saying about it is just so you know that the devil is in detail, right? So what we're saying is that if the likes of Tinubu are not doing this for their own it's not pecuniary though, but pecuniary gain, right? So their own, their own percentage in the whole scheme. If they are not all about that, let everybody collect their own taxes, okay? Right? And then pay some percentage to the center. So why do you have to say, okay, we are trying to, to give a better sort of sharing formula in our revenue generation, blah, blah, blah. But the percentage that could still be added to the real owner of the revenue is going to be shared by the agency put together by Tinubu and his gang. But it doesn't really matter anymore. With what they have managed to achieve with their level of state capture, it simply means that you and I do not have a vote, we do not have a say, and they will do what they have to do. And then the consequences is what everybody should just kind of watch out how it's going to play out, if you say. Because apart from that, it's a done deal. So apart from that, the same House of Representatives was also busy discussing how to create Toru states. I think that was, listen to this.
From the southwest, proposed states: Toru Ebe State, from the present Delta, Edo and Ondo State. Ibadan State, from the present Oyo State. Lagoon State, from the present Lagos State. Ijebu State, from the present Ogun State. Lagoon State, from the present Lagos State and Ogun State. Ibadan State, from the present Oyo State. Okogun and Ife Ijesha State, from the present day Ogun, Oyo, and Osun State. The committee has reviewed the proposals for the creation of new states in accordance with Section 8, Subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. This section outlines specific requirements that must be fulfilled to initiate the process of state creation, which include the following. New state and boundaries. 1. An act of the National Assembly for the purpose of creating a new state shall only be passed if A request supported by at least 2/3 majority of members representing the area demanding the creation of the new state in each of the following, namely, the Senate and the House of Representatives, the House of Assembly in respect of the area, and the local government council in respect of the area, is received by the National Assembly. Local government. Advocates for the creation of additional local government area are only reminded that Section 8 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, applies to this process. Specifically, in the accordance with Section 8.3 of the Constitution, the outcome of the votes of the state houses of assembly and the referendum must be forwarded to the National Assembly for further legislative action. Proposals shall be resubmitted in strict adherence to these stipulations. Submit 3 hard copies of full proposal and memoranda to the Secretariat of the Committee at room H331, House of Representatives, White House, National Assembly Complex, Abuja, not later than Wednesday, 5th of March, 2025. Soft copies must also be sent electronically to the committee's email address at info@hccr.gov.ng. For further information, please contact the committee clerk on 08069232381. The committee remains committed to supporting legitimate efforts that align with constitutional provisions and will only consider proposals that comply with the stipulated guidelines. This is coming from the clerk of the Committee on Constitutional Review.
Anarchy loans. Anarchy loans.
Did you hear that? That is the reason why I decided to share it with us in the temple tonight. They are debating creation of states. And in the process of creating states, they would need to create local government areas. But did you hear the process? That even their own constitution talks about, well, it's not like the people's constitution, so to say. The constitution says that they have to conduct a referendum to create additional local government area, which means the people from the current local government areas, they would have to vote if they want to have their own local government areas within the new state they are proposing. The old states, from the areas they are proposing new states, the State House of Assembly, they will debate it, they will pass it. Then after that, the region, the states, they would have to vote in the referendum that they want a new state. Okay. I like the word referendum in all of this, even though this is just the framework or the workbook put together by Abdusalami Abubakar. But for the sake of a wordplay right now, the reason why this 1999 fake constitution should not be binding on anyone legally, shouldn't, is because it was not through a process where people actually submitted memorandums, article of union or cooperation that brought all of us together to say all the over 500 ethnic nationalities and tribes in that Nigeria came together under this particular article, this article, that, to form Nigeria. We didn't. We did not vote on 1999 constitution as adopted constitution of Nigeria when Abdusalami Abubakar, it was passed by their military, Supreme Military Council. And the constitution itself was not even like given to supposed president-elect until his swearing-in day, May 29. 1999. Obasanjo didn't see a copy of it. So which simply means that it's just the machination of some people that put these words in their own book, okay? And that in itself should contradict the brains or the whatever the ideology behind drafting the 1999 Constitution for millions of people, hundreds of tribes and ethnic nationalities, and then expect them to adopt it and say, we the people. Nigeria Constitution is nothing to, it has nothing to do with we the people to start with. But within it, they crafted and said anything else, because those who crafted this fake constitution, they gave themselves so much power that even creating or the creation of states in Nigeria was never subjected to a referendum to start with. It is a military creation. All the states in Nigeria from then till now, they are all military proclamation, true military creation. No referendum, no conversation. And that is why they are not different from the colonialists, okay, who drew this map, this line on a very big, vast land. And they didn't care whether those people they are drawing the map on, they are being cut off from their fellow brethren, all right? They didn't care. That's exactly, okay, maybe differently, the Fulani oligarchs, the northern rulers who crafted this madness or created states in Nigeria, they deliberately, right, drew these different lines across different paths, and they gave them names and they called them, and that is why you will see so many people have been cut off to be like minority in the different states where they are majority people live in this particular state, and just like that, all for political, you know, sort of a political structure, so to say. Now, so those who put this kind of, in fact, you know what? So those who put this kind of arrangement, especially, you know, let's put it this way, the parts of their tax law, right? So the part of their tax law where they have been using this same arrangement to rob the South, while the North itself is not really benefiting in any way or any sort of like direct benefit, so to say. So, but the process of choosing that we want this is also embedded in a package that never involved the people. Referendum. So to me, that is probably the red flag in they are never going to create any state for you. As much as it is a waste of time, where those ones who, I mean, the ones that are created by the military today are no longer viable. They can't, some of them can't even pay their own, what do you call it? They can't even pay their own workers' salaries, pay their contractors, drenched in different kinds of debt. So creating more state or promising to, apart from the fact that the whole process, right, shows that it is never going to happen to start with. But the idea of creating 31 extra states, right, is so absurd, right, it's not so different from this tax stuff as well. So if people are to be asked, what do they want? Do you want somebody to collect your taxes and then take some percentage and give you some percentage, or you would like to take or collect your own taxes yourself and pay some percentage as a tax? I think that choice should be left, you know, for the people to decide if the system is has anything to do with people. But you have a system, you have a, I mean, you have some rogues who have hijacked their power in such a way that they are telling themselves they are doing so well. Yesterday, among other Ogbodians going on everywhere, okay? So yesterday, the Minister of Misinformation in Nigeria probably recorded himself, you know, and then edited himself in this video I'm about to share with you. But they have done so well in the piece of paper I was reading from. Tinubu has done so well. Listen to this.
Let me talk about the targeted interventions of government. I will take the students' loan, for example, NEL Fund. Over 371,000 students have applied. Now, out of this, about 192,000 have actually had their fees, their tuition paid in various institutions. across the country, and the program is only 240 days into operation, meaning that in less than 1 year, we've achieved this unprecedented level of an investment in the sum of 32.8 billion naira. 32.8 billion naira. Now, 20 billion is in the payment of school fees, while 12.8 billion is in the payment of upkeep allowances for various students. And let me say that about 150 tertiary institutions across the country have received these funds and indeed have written letters to NELFund itself to acknowledge the receipt of these funds. Now, defense and security. In 2024, our security forces neutralized more than 8,000 terrorists and bandits and arrested over 11,600 others, with more than 10,000 weapons recovered. Additionally, about 8,000 kidnapped victims were successfully rescued by security agencies. We will continue to work to drive down the number of victims while scaling up our success stories in terms of deterrence, crime solving, and prosecutions. Now, healthcare. Just last week, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, approved the significant sum of $1.07 billion in low-cost financing for Nigeria from the World Bank under what is called the Human Capital Opportunities for Prosperity and Equity, HOPE in short. Now, the Minister of Health said this at the last ministerial press briefing after the Federal Executive Council meeting. The amount is significant, $1.07 billion in low-cost financing for Nigeria from the World Bank. I think this is significant, and we also need to applaud that. Also, the federal government, through the National Health Insurance Authority, is introducing targeted subsidies for cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy in Nigeria, with each patient benefiting up to a value of 400,000 naira. Infrastructure. You will see that Nigeria has become virtually a vast construction site under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To date, as at the last FEC meeting just last week, over 2.5 trillion naira worth of road infrastructure projects were approved by government, 2.5 trillion. And this has scattered across the country. There is the Lagos-Calabar coastal highway. There is also the Sokoto-Badagry highway. There is also the now re-awarded contract for the for the Abuja-Kano highway. There's the Usasa-Jos Road linking Kaduna and Plateau State. There's also road linking Abia and Enugu State. There's another one from Ado-Ekiti to Igede Road. Many of them, all over the country, there's massive investment that is happening on the roads. And we believe that by the end of this year, we'll see the benefit of some of these investments. Indeed, the price of grain has dropped significantly across the country. We intend to continue to invest massively in agriculture. Only last week, the Naira hit an 8-month high at the official foreign exchange market. According to Nigerian Exchange Group, foreign capital inflow into Nigerian Stock Exchange has risen from 4% in mid-2023 to an average of 16% by the end of 2024.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
I've been jotting things down. I got to a stage that the whole book is all filled up. I'm like, nah, that is it. Once they keep repeating same thing again and again and again, then they themselves to begin to be, they do begin to kind of believe it. You know, they have arrested 11,000 terrorists in the last 1 month. or sorry, in 2024, did you say? 11,000 terrorists, and there is not a single terrorist on trial in any court in Nigeria right now, arrested by these guys to say, this is a Boko Haram, or that one is a Lakurawao, or a Swapo, a Fulani terrorist too. Not a single one. So where are those 11,000? They said they have killed 8,000 terrorists in 2024. But the NBS data from Nigeria showed that 630,000 Nigerians were slaughtered by terrorists in 2024 alone. 3.2 million Nigerians were kidnapped in 2024 alone. And out of that, more than 100,000 of them are believed to still be in captivity, while some have been considered dead under these guys. Or if they continue to give themselves these lies, continue to repeat the lies, keep it up, and before you know it, you start believing it. Say something about human capital development and prosperity. That is what they wanted to use the $1.76 billion that they approved. That's 1.8 trillion naira. What are you going to use the money for? He said they will use the money for COPE. I think it said something like COPE. What I actually heard from him was, said something about human capital development and prosperity. What does that mean? That's what they want to use the $1.076 billion loan for. I mean, there's another part where they are borrowing 780 billion naira. 780 billion naira. So, no idea. You know? Like if you keep repeating that to yourself, you'll be like, begin to believe it and say, it's true. Yeah? 3.5 trillion naira for roads, including Lagos-Calabar Expressway, Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. Say, yeah, that's good. I remember they mentioned that. I remember. And he said that they've subsidized, like there's a subsidy for cancer patients in Nigeria. That's a good one if it's true. You see, even sometimes, even me, I do wish that some of their lies are actual truth and not just the same scope all the time. Yeah. Students' loan. And then they can bring out, if you want them to bring out a 10,000 or 20,000 people who have collected money from them, they will bring their details out. But if you ask them to give you the details of 190,000 people who collected the money from them, they will begin to say other things, that they may even turn into a fight because they don't exist. And that's exactly why you see, when you see the cost of medication right now in Nigeria, where people are now choosing between either eating or paying for their medication. In that stage where you have to choose in between, and people who are like on life-saving medications, right? Some of them, they have to kind of start skipping. Do you understand? If we have people who are actually treating cancer and they are getting subsidies from this government, that's great. So many people are on social media begging for financial support because they have this cancer, this or cancer that. They should be able to use this policy if it is true. According to this guy, Sean said they are doing something like that. But maybe this one should probably like concern you if you are watching me from Nigeria. That is, the price of bread is crashing. Is that true? See, that's another one that I would probably want to be true. But witches don't really fix it or run a country. There's nowhere. Well, APC, Ebekebe probably doesn't believe that. So much that propaganda can do. You just build it in your head. To them, if you can imagine it, then it can always happen, kind of. So I have this part anyway. Ordinarily, I would want us to go straight to this recent, the recent escapade of Kenneth Okonkwo. Or I should stop by with one guy who went on Arise yesterday to discuss how Tinubu is like Abraham Lincoln. Danny Bulaba was on Arise News yesterday to defend Tinubu and all of that. He said a lot of things. But there was a part where the introduction, how he was introduced, was something that he, probably felt like he should have a kind of pushback, sort of, which he did. So it was between himself and RUFIRE. Let's put that in between. Then we're going to go to Ken after this. All right, quick one.
You decided to come, but let's go straight to it.
No, before we go straight to the point, this introduction and the soundbite is stale. It's a long time that this was released, and after which I granted interview in different programs of this TV station. Okay.
So, Boala, let me go. Let me go to asking the questions. And the truth is, it's not based on stale. I would deliberately play that clip because you came in with a bang and you said you're a presidential spokesman. But Mr. Bayer and Anuga and the other people in the team corrected you and they redirected the position. I'll ask you two questions. Number one, what is your relationship like with them? Do you have the access? Is your office in the villa? Do you have that level of full access? Do you still have that access with President Tinubu? Or that little back and forth has pushed you down the pecking order? Because they now changed you, so special advisor on policy comms, which a lot of people said it was a demotion for public relations. But I also ask you, Mr. Boala, my friend and brother, what are you doing in this government? Wait, let me finish now. Let me finish. Hold on. Just, what are you doing in this government? The same government that in an Arise interview in 2013, you described as president-select rather than president-elect, accusing INEC of manipulation and all of that. You are saying you were in court to say that it was a rigged process. Those were your words. You had casted many doubts on the veracity of this government. You had said a lot of things against this government. So the question is, a lot of people are asking, what are you doing in the same government at some point that you said, if they vote for APC, it will be like going to a night of 1,000 laughs?
So thank you for having me. First of all, I do not think by 2013 you were recruited here. As at 2013, I think sometime around 2013 was when Arise TV launched in London. And at the time, I'm not sure you were with Arise. So first premise, mentioning of 2013 is wrong. And I have been appearing on Arise TV right from UK, even before the Nigerian Arise TV station also was open. Charles Anegolu will confirm, Andrew will confirm. So that one is one. The second one
2023. It's 2023 you said these things, boy.
No, you just said 2013.
It could be a slip of tongue. It's 2023 you said
first admit that you were wrong, that you slip of tongue.
Boala, I know your deflection tactics. No,
you
can't play me at the game.
Did you or did you not say 2013?
Go straight ahead. Answer the questions.
I'm not writing jam here.
Answer the questions. Answer the questions,
Boala. Did you say 2013 or did you not say 2013?
It could have been a slip of tongue.
Okay, then allow me to go ahead.
The truth is, go ahead. Don't deflect. Answer the question.
No, there's not. See,
no, it's a deflection tactics. Go ahead.
See, let me tell you what cannot happen here.
Yes, what cannot
is
happen?
That you cannot control me or talk to me like a secondary school student.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Boala.
If you ask a question,
answer the question
and listen to the answer.
Yes.
So that's the first correction.
Yeah.
The second correction has to do with what you wanted to know about our activities in Villa. Ordinarily, I would have said it's none of your business, but I will help you. My office is 101 in the State House, Presidential Villa. I'm a special advisor to the president. Was initially announced as special advisor, media and public communication, redesigned to special advisor, policy communication, status special advisor, no demotion, the same. I have unfettered access with the president. Last week, we had a meeting. Let us throw that one off the corner. You said Sunday Dare and Bayo Ononuga corrected me. That's wrong. It's a press statement that was issued from the presidency. There was no specific individual that corrected
So why
me.
did you call yourself presidential spokesman
Let
first?
me finish. I am still a presidential spokesman.
Okay.
Yeah. The statement that was issued said that instead of one, there are 3 presidential spokesmen.
Okay.
Let us throw these ones that are not relevant. The reason I'm here today is because I have never been afraid to appear on Arise TV. I have been a friend of this TV station, and like I said when I began, I appear on Arise in London and here. During your gossip section, you call it stories trending.
No. It's not gossip. Yeah. It's public opinion.
You call it, I have opinion, the same way you express your opinion, I'm expressing mine.
But it's not gossip.
The gentle lady here, Ayo, insinuated by what she said, let him come here, as if I am running away from coming to this station. It is singular reason. I tweeted, I said, that is innuendo. Fix a date and time, I'll be here, and I will come to the Lagos studio to answer your question.
Very good. True to
So
time.
we
So
cleared that one.
answer the second question I asked you.
What is the second
The same
question?
government you said all those things about.
Yes.
That Tinubu didn't win this, and all of that. That processes were shambolic. You were speaking for Atiku.
Everything.
Yes. You admit you said those things against this government. Why are you still serving in this same government? The government you call the night of 1,000 laughs if they get elected. Why are you serving in? Are you part of the joke?
So if you ask the question, you wait for me to answer.
Go ahead, Boala.
Good. I was in the opposition.
Yes.
In case you don't know, the role of the opposition is to oppose the government. In doing so, you de-emphasize the strength of the government and emphasize your strength. Where they have strength, you allow them to argue their matter. They rest their case on their strength and not on the weakness of the opposition. When I made a decision on the 10th of January, and after I visited the president, from that day till date, I speak well of the president and I support his activities. Now you ask, I spoke. Can I have water to drink, please?
Sure.
Yeah, please get him water.
You said I spoke against
said a lot
him.
of things. You
yes,
delegitimized him. You said you know it was not a legitimate government. All the things you said. Do you still stand by them, or you had a change of heart?
They are irrelevant.
They are irrelevant. So
They are
the question is, you are not a man of convictions, because if you said those things out of your convictions, then so your convictions change.
So here, every day, wiki, and at the end of the day, you people sat and nominated him as the best minister. So you are not a station of conviction.
Anyway, it's not.
Can I have
It's not Arise that nominated him. It is this day that nominated him.
This day,
secondly,
so
you are saying you don't have convictions. That's what you're saying.
You don't have conviction, wiki, and then you came together and
Mr. Boala,
okay.
Mr. Boala, thank you for honoring our invitation.
That's Bulaba's comeback. I mean, I think that is going to remain with him for the rest of his life, if we are being honest. Even though, like, they are men with no scruples, they are men with no honor. Don't forget that. But every now and then, because everywhere he goes, everybody is asking him, but you said, it doesn't matter anymore. Whatever I said back then, they are relevant now. So does that mean that you don't really have any major political conviction? You are just anywhere belly face. So every day you come here, you shout, wiki. Say, Alaye, answer your own question, leave wiki. And you still went on to make him the Minister of the Year award. It is diversionary. You know, it is, they have a special, I don't think, well, I would think anyway. I believe that they have this special training for those who are working for government to be so shameless, number one. Be shameless enough that you don't have to be so concerned about your, what do you call it? Your integrity or what have you. All right, and be very good in acting, deviating, like reverse tactic as well, or reverse psychology. They say reverse psychology. Just begin to plant doubt in even what, you know, your very headstrong opposition is like shooting at you. to divert, punch their integrity, check their confidence and the rest of that. I don't know if they are not probably training them for it, even though they are doing it poorly as well. But you must first of all people say have no conscience. I don't think there are people with no conscience, but everybody has conscience, but some people's conscience are just dead. They don't feel like the way me and you will feel about doing something that is wrong. They don't feel the same way in different world. And that's for Bulaba. A man that spent 7 years, minimum, 7 years, in defending Bokwari, defending APC, Egbekebe, and just about 2 years at the end of Bokwari, he left the APC. He's an actor, he's a lawyer, he's one of the mouthpieces for the obedient movement. Kenneth Okonkwo, right? Ken Okonkwo, or Kenneth Okonkwo. He has been, I don't know if I use the word, he has been moving kind of like a funny in the last 1 year. Is someone who caught the what do you call that? The anger or the angst of some of the obedient when it came so hard on Peter Obi that Peter Obi it doesn't have what it takes to fight the power, the power mongers in Nigeria. And the soft person can't face these guys. And if he think it does have something to challenge these guys, then he should begin to assert that authority. Unfortunately, he believes that Peter Obi has no control over the Labour Party, and the failure of Peter Obi to take over Labour Party properly and stabilize it, prepare it for a challenge in the future, they kind of contributed to him changing his mind by withdrawing, and this time around by resigning from Labour Party. His position at first.
I've said it before, and I'm going to repeat it again. When I came into partisan politics, my loyalty is not to any political party or any politician. My loyalty is to the country, to the constitution, to the people, before I begin to contemplate political party and politicians. And so I don't quit. I've made up my mind I've come for the betterment of Nigeria and to be a servant. And I've made up my mind that stable democratic culture is the best way to go. In this, I will not quit. But when I am in a midst of a people that do not share the same ideology, who believes that strength or might is right, and who believes that you have to do it anyhow, provided you're succeeding with it, that it's a success. Whenever I'm in the midst of such people, and if they have vowed not to change their ways to the right way, I will quit them. Because tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you who you are. Tell me, the scriptures said, evil communication corrupt good manners. So you cannot be in association with people who are obviously not moving in the right direction and claim that you will be the only saint amongst them. So I do not quit, and I will not quit. So I do not defect, because my membership of a political party depends on that political party, not on another party. So the strengths and weaknesses of the party I am in is what I consider to join or to leave the party. Since I am not a man that is double-faced, I'm not used to double alliance. When I'm done with one, I'll conclude it, and I will withdraw, and then I will strategize, and I will think of the next way to go. Coalition will always be better, because democracy is about numbers, it's about cohesion. The more the merrier. The more we are together, the happier we shall be. If the opposition is serious at making any attempt in 2027, and one reason that I left Labour Party, by February 25th, the next election, presidential election, will be 2 years. And legitimately political alliances, alignments and realignments are supposed to commence. And then there is a party that has not even articulated who their leaders are. And they are not even willing to make compromise. And so from that 2 years on, is it believable that Tinubu has spent 2 years in office Yes, it is. 50% of his time. The way the last 2 years just got evaporated, that's the way the next 2 years is going to be. So any party that is still broad in a lot of controversy and confusion and conflicts will likely not even be qualified to contest for the 2027 election. So coalition will always be better. A broad base of people of diverse culture, diverse ethnicity, diverse religion, coming together, making the necessary sacrifice and compromise will be the best thing and the only thing probably that will take out this incompetent APC. This APC government has been really very terrible. Their arrogance is legendary and their ignorance is palpable. And I give you an example whenever I make any assertion. The ignorance of APC, you heard as they are talking when they were making budgets. Everything is rising in price. The tariffs. Electricity tariff is going to rise probably by 65%. You can see how even telecommunication has risen. You can see we are still paying a lot in transportation, in energy, etc. And this APC government had the audacity to tell Nigerians that in 2025, they are going to reduce inflation to 15%. Meanwhile, we are suffering cost of production, induced inflation. How on earth is this possible? This is sheer ignorance, and this is sheer arrogance in admitting that you have failed. So seeing all these failures, it will be also the failure of the opposition that are not able to articulate their stand, come together as one, and take out this incompetent government.
That's Ken. So to Ken, he believes in coalition, the opposition coming together, and indeed, even if you have to start your own political party, for you to be able to qualify to contest in an election, then you must begin the process now. But his disappointment is that all the opposition parties, I used some opposition parties, are currently enmeshed in endless internal crisis, you know, and because of that, that gives Tinubu the leverage, which means even if within their own political party, within their own APC, they have their own problems, but the moment the guy that is in charge, the moment he brings out the whip, he can whip a lot of them to line than this disorganized opposition. That's his own position, though. And he doesn't want to be in a political party like Labour Party, according to him, that is, you know, you have no idea who is in charge or who is in control and all that stuff. So he didn't want to be part of that anymore. He was one of those who did so well in ensuring that, what's that guy's name again? Their chairman is removed so that they can start on a very clean slate. You see those ones in Labour Party, they are they're like businessmen. So every 4 years, it's always like, you know, the rainy season for them. So this time they just, like their net, sort of caught too big fish for them, the obedient. That's why a lot of things got so escalated so rapidly. And then everything just went up in smoke the way it went. So, on the other matter, right, this same 2027 charade of a thing, they asked him what his opinion, what did he feel towards that? And he categorically said, again, that the likes of Peter Obi should not contest again. Should not run. They use the word, use the word run, not run again. Tinubu, Atiku should not run. All of them should drop out. So fresh mind, fresh this or that should be given the opportunity. Anyway, in his words, quickly.
From the love of the people, when I want to take a decision, I look at what is right or wrong, what is true or false.
Mr. Okonkwo, you said Peter Obi was the best option for Nigeria in 2023.
I still maintain that.
Up until now.
In 2023.
But 2027,
yes.
Will you still work for Peter Obi?
You already know my stand on that.
You said you would not. That
whatever happened in 2023 should go with 2023.
You said Peter Obi, Bola Tinubu, and Atiku should step aside.
I said it and I maintain it. Because in Nigeria, people will not give you their mandate and you treat it with levity. You must do everything decisively to secure it. Unfortunately, nature has bestowed on us the duty that in Nigeria you will not only win election, but you have to fight for your mandate. It has become part of our democratic. So
what party are you going to?
And remember, I told you that the indecisiveness of what happened in Labour Party was the last straw that broke the camel's back.
And you blame Peter Obi for it?
I blame everybody, including myself. We must all take collective responsibility for the anarchy in Labour Party. I saw it coming. I am a trained administrator before I even became an actor. And when I see crisis coming 1,000 kilometers, I cite it. And I'll tell people, let's take it out. When I was saying anarchy looms, we have not come to this level. Now we've come to a level where you have caretaker committee that is chosen by all the members, stakeholders of Labour Party. And you have another set of clowns claiming that they are leadership of the party. And they will use all means to sustain themselves in power. They will use all legal abracadabra. They will use all, because they are looking for their pockets.
So who will then, if you think Peter Obi
for now, I've not made my
good enough
on the next party,
the APC is not good enough, are you going to the PDP? Which party have you decided to go for?
For now, I have not made a decision on the party I want to go in. And if I do not see any party that has clear direction on the welfare of the Nigerian people, I will sit down and take it up in prayers. I would not join any party, except to my own understanding, it's a party that has a clear direction for the welfare of the people.
So Labour Party is a gunner as far as you're concerned. It's not a platform that can be of good to any Nigerian going forward.
Labour Party cannot even rescue itself. So how can it talk about rescuing Nigeria? I've just told you.
What about Peter Obi and a possible coalition that can change things around?
You just say coalition. That is the best alternative that the opposition people would have to take.
If they take Peter Obi, would you work for him?
Now, you're coming into democracy. If the whole opposition should come together as one, and I decide that I have seen that this collectivity have the interest of Nigerians at heart, whoever they bring out.
So as of today, you are still a member?
Because I dated my retirement, as in, but you know, I am on terminal leave.
So you are returning to the APC?
First of all, I have told you before, and at the risk of being misunderstood, that I don't use the word never in anything that I am doing. Never belongs to God. But why did I leave APC in the first place? They were a party that was moving Nigeria in the wrong direction, security-wise, economy-wise. And I waited to see whether if there is a new government, when there is a change of power, we could see a new lease. Then Tinubu came in and then decided to choose a fellow Muslim to become his vice president. In addition to the security problem, in addition to the economic problem. So Tinubu now displayed that he is a man that is cantankerous to the spirit of diversity. I was telling my Muslim brothers that it's not about religious sentiments. It's about that a man who does not recognize our religious diversity will not recognize our ethnic diversity. That is simply a man who is cantankerous to the spirit of our diversity. What is happening today? The Muslims are suffering most in this country because it's about using them to acquire power. He just gave posts to the north without power and gave power to his people. So if you're talking about my going back to APC, if I say I'm a man looking for good governance for Nigeria, and I see a man who has chastised Nigerians with scorpions and serpents, who have made Nigerians to start paying 1,000 something rather than 195 naira that they were paying before he came into office. If I say I'm going back to APC to meet a country or a party where the leaders, a general who is a man of the DG of NYSC, is still picked on the road like a common criminal. We are in my place, Southeast. You could see how a member of the House of Assembly was killed and his corpse deposited along the road. If I see all these things and I get back to APC, then I am not serious when I say I'm fighting for good governance. Let me tell you, I will be the first to admit if APC changes today and is doing good for Nigeria. But don't tell me that out of 6 geopolitical zones, a man came in and is choosing only people from Southwest, not even all Yoruba, the qualified ones, but his own loyalists, as I've always told you, Jagabanic proteges, tainted with a Miloko philosophy. Then you want me to go back to such a party? I resign on principle. And until those issues...
Kenneth. I don't know who is more convincing between him and Werewike. Werewike was more convincing, right? Because he's been to APC. He's been their mouthpiece for a while. And like Bulaba, they protested Muslim ticket. That's why they left. So while Ken went to Peter Obi and Obedience, Bulaba went straight for Atiku and Atikulutas. And Bulaba is back to APC, swallowed everything he said. He said they are all irrelevant. Ken is categorically telling us that never, because that's why I'm comparing him to Werewike, because Werewike was like, you want me to leave malaria and go to stage 4 cancer. Stage 4 cancer. That's what he called APC. He said APC was stage 4 cancer. You know? So we wish Ken, wherever Ken wishes himself. In a twist of turn, a turn of twisty. Arabambi Diot was also on Arise, as he was on channels. And surprisingly, he's saying something. The first one, right here, concerning, they said their Labour Party will give Tinubu a run for his money. And then Peter Obi.
With Mr. Peter Obi, if you see, you have never been seen any rancor between the Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi of recent. It was because, of our move within the party, so that we will not turn to PDP where you have Anthony Joshua versus Mike Tyson in their BOT meeting. No, we are peaceful, loving Nigerians. That is what we are trying to avoid. So we've been moving, in the night, to go and talk to ourselves. Yeah, we have argued to and fro. Mr. Peter Obi could understand where he heard. We have understand where we are. But in the interest of Nigeria, we told ourselves point through. The blackguard that come. Can we unite together? Because if we do not unite, let me just tell you, most of these people paraded themselves as maybe they want to form a mega party. These are the people that have devoured this country. I am very sorry that a man that awarded railway line from Katsina to Maradi for over 2.something billion cannot come and tell us that, you have to go and grab power from Tinubu by force. It is not, something that is legitimate. No, he should not be coming to say they want to become president, probably because they didn't give them, ministerial slot. But we know with Labour Party, those that we have, we are ready to go, all out against the Tinubu. I am only telling the APC that we are going to give them a run for their money in 2027. They are not going to be able to come into our party like they did, to PDP. We are united, formidable family now, with Mr. Peter Obi, our national chairman, our national secretary, and all the members of the working committee, the NEC, the state, and the local government, even at the world. All of us are ready to move Nigeria.
I call it a change of story. I mean, a twist to this whole story. If we go back and watch the video of this guy, Arabambi Diot, right? There's nothing he didn't call Peter Obi. Peter Obi come to hijack our party. Peter Obi, we show Mr. Peter Obi that Mr. Peter Obi, see, this Mr. Peter Obi cannot come and be using religion to come and hey. Our life hard though. Our life no hard, Shana. Now humans too kind of like too complicated. You say, oh, he went to channels as well. Again, Mr. Peter Obi.
Mr. Arabambi, just a moment. Let me.
Hang on, Mr. Arabambi. But he was right. The people that are gathering together to save you from Tinubu, they are the same set of people who were there yesterday who had so much power, enough that not only were they paying terrorists, they were planning, they plotted, they took loan, right, in order for them to build a railway from Kano to Maradi in the Niger Republic, so that it will be easier to kind of, that same person who didn't see the viability, the economic advantage of building and completing a stretch of railway from the western part of Nigeria to the eastern part of Nigeria, even straight to his own creek in Niger Delta. He didn't do that. Now suddenly they care about Nigeria since they are out of power, just under 2 years, and now they are calling for coalition. I mean, it's kind of like ironical, right? The rogues who just left power, or is it RUFIRE of Kaduna that kidnapped his own critic from Port Harcourt, River State, and then they smuggled him from there to Kaduna, and this young man spent over 3 years in lockup. This RUFIRE of Kaduna. Arabambi idiots.
Mr. Arabambi, just a moment. Let me ask you, and I'm hoping that you might be honest with Nigerians tonight.
Yes.
A lot of things are at stake. Integrity, trust, and everything is at stake here.
Yeah,
how much did you collect, you and Mr. Pampa, to disrupt the Labour Party?
There was never a time we collected any money, and that is why today I said we will see use Mr. Peter Obi in our president election to unseat the APC administration. That's number one. Number two, everybody knows the reason for the crisis Labour Party is because of an attempt by certain individual injured players from lesser team who came on loan into Labour Party. They hide their medical only for us to discover when they get to Labour Party that they are not qualified. In Nigeria today, all of you, Ochotoku came on your station to say that they were unable to pay Gen. That was not the business of Mr. Peter Obi. He has implicit confidence in them that they would do well, but we never knew some of them are injured players from where they were coming from. Ochotoku is a member of the Labour Party. He came on loan to a Labour Party. We never knew he was an injured player, that he would not be able to do it best. But we are going to guide, we are going to guide against most of these anomalies. And that is why, for us today, like the honorable, your guest that just left, they should not go and rest on their hours. We are coming strongly. There is no crisis of leadership in Labour Party. Labour Party is not going to extinction. It is just, figment imagination of most of these our detractors. And we wish Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo well. His resignation is actually a good.
Man, presidency, Nigeria, and the clowns, they are in. Arabambi idiots, Yola media pampas. So that's that, by trying to let you know that they have resolved their issue. They have no big problem with, they don't have any issue with Obi anymore. It's just some other people that have problems with, so, and Obi has nothing to do with that. So therefore, Obi should not go and join any coalition. He will likely change that tomorrow, if the event changes. Nigeria is a place where lunatics have already taken over the asylum. From every corner you turn, they are so much in position, like a massive number beyond your own imagination. And that is why it's so unfortunate, right? When you have a pseudo-democracy, fake democracy, the one that doesn't really give you power, just a sense of participation. This where if they have to check people that you are possibly queuing with, planning to choose those who are going to represent you or not. If they began to actually check them out, you realize that there are some of them who are not capable of making decisions, any life-changing decisions. They should not be left unsupervised. And some of them are, I mean, they are everywhere in that contraption. So it's an ongoing game, so we'll keep monitoring that, right? Tonight is just some political update, put it that way. Now, outside APC, PD, oh, I think there is one. I saw a clip where, remember last week, Aregbe Mugubaba Kabiru was dismissed from APC, like he's no longer APC. I hope you know that in Osun. And then he got some guests who came to say hello, sympathize with him, and or empathize with him, and all of that. But Governor Ajogba Trophy Ade Jackson of Osun, okay, he has been battling with the remnants of APC, which I want to believe are those who are loyal to Oletola Tifnubu's cousin. So then I saw them celebrating what was considered the election of their local government chairman, and how they are counting days on, or counting the days for Ade Jackson. So it's not related, but politically it does as well as a local politics. So if you did see this, or if you were part of it also in Osun, maybe you should identify. Let's go to that place and watch this. They were APC people, by the way. Let me save you the rest. The APC people are celebrating the selection of their standard bearer in an upcoming local government election, I think. And they said they had a team that will eventually sweep out Governor Ajogba Trophy of Osun. That's Lekki Jackson. Now, leaving that aside, in another community, there was a young man that was caught in burglary. I mean, if somebody break into your house to steal food, what do you call that? Not just food, like to steal from you. It's called burglary, right? So a young man became unfortunate when he was found by the homeowners who came back to see their house being burgled, that they laid what do you call it, kind of an arrest plan, and somebody caught that on camera. Yesterday, 2 days ago, we were talking about a woman, right, who sold her own child for 600,000 naira, while the middle woman, I mean a middleman, the person that facilitated the sale, collected 3.4 million, right? Tonight, a pot of soup, this Abobigo Cheso.
them there. See them down. For down there. See them for down here. See the iron when you put here. So you come back to go.
No, you can't do anything there. You can't do anything there.
Against you. Against you. Officer. Against you. Look feet down only that now.
Nowhere now.
Just inside there. The tear gas. The tear gas.
In hide behind the door. You're not chicken with him, ba? You see, huh?
Can you cross yourself inside? Yes, she got toilet. She didn't put on the away. No one. Fire is in this and see what you do, eh? Because I want to. She got. Can you cross yourself? Yes. No, all right. Come on. All right. No, mobilize inside. No. Okay. The guy don't do anything.
Almost see how many things this guy don't. Hey, Jesus.
Okay, don't get at this thing.
Not too.
Okay.
Now, pump. Even the blue fire extinguisher.
All right, everybody. See, the gas. All right. The gas, all right.
Open the windows. Open the windows. Make the gas come out. Open the windows. Make the gas come out.
Like, serious. Leave him now. Leave him. Look at this animal. Look at this animal. Look at him.
Leave him first. See as he scattered the door.
No beat him now. No beat him. Leave him. Take it down. Not beat him. Come on, get out. Wait.
So he didn't just go in, maybe because I heard that he went through the kitchen. That's why I thought he went for the food. Yeah. But they said he packed other tools, like a fire extinguisher or something like, and other tools from the kitchen. Okay. Like I said, see this population of untrained, uneducated Nigerians that this war or this criminal governors and politicians you have in that contraption that they are breeding. At the end of the day, right, some of them are going to survive, but they are going to have to survive on every means, like any criminality means as well. And when they carry out their criminality, you and I are going to possibly be the easy targets. A society that continue to invest in the elite while no real investment is done on the people that they are leading. So no education, no special skill, no nothing. Just burn them, throw them out there, and let's see what the world will shape. What shape the world will make of them. So there are so many all over Nigeria, especially those bigger cities, Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt, and where have you, right? So they had to smoke the guy out from the kitchen by shooting in the tear gas. They had to tear gas the room. The tear gas arm. Imagine going to go and steal something that even if you have to sell them, you probably will only get maybe 10,000 naira just to survive. Everybody don't talk to Tifu. Right. Somewhere in Abuja, I remember I actually jotted down the name to start with, okay? So, let me see. Okay. So, somewhere in Abuja called Zuba area of Abuja in the FCT, right? a truck lost control again and then spilled its contents. And just like we saw in hundreds of kilometers away in Onitsha, right? Same thing happened in Abuja this morning.
What? Stay there. I feel my well. Okay. Where this woman you say, see, we go where you don't know this one. Say no, fire service FC. Okay. Snap the fire.
Buenas. I greet you.
How are you?
Fine. So we bless God.
Yeah, they've scooped the content, and those who came late, they're only seeing the remnants of it, so to say. So more trucks falling, few of them making it to the news, and tragedy probably averted on many of these cases, but the awareness against scooping of fuel, whether it's diesel, whether it is petrol, for the sake of safety, run far away from such a scenes. If by any means you realize that a truck is spilling its contents, run as fast as you can. Run, like that. Let's say run. Don't stand by, and probably don't even stand by to be watching or making video. You can be making video as you are running away. Please do. Let's keep raising awareness on that. Again, tragedy averted, even though the danger was naked. It's called naked fire or naked danger. If you know. In Edo State, before we go to Edo State, okay, I think I shouldn't let these two important, convo also passes by without mentioning something on that. The first one is a reminder, as you must know, that as it stands, Tinubu has increased the 2025 budget from 47.9 trillion to 52.6 or so trillion now. That is over 52.5 trillion naira. And they said, because they have targeted that they are going to make more money, that is taxes. Some agencies like the customs, okay, agencies like even Nigerian immigration, right? And a few others have been listed as those who have guaranteed them that they will make extra 4 trillion or 5 trillion naira for Tinubu in 2025 by increasing IGR. So before the tax bill come into law, there are some certain things to explain or probably bring to your notice. Not explain, like remind you of, okay? One of them is that your VAT in Nigeria, okay, no. Your inflation as it stands right now is, food inflation is put at 44.2 or so %. We all know it's more than that, but that's the official lies about it. Your local inflation or general inflation, okay, on everything in the country is currently put at 34.2%, which is also a lie, but you can work with, you can work with that. So to raise the money, they have penciled out some little changes. For example, your data subscription, your telecommunication tariff has gone up by 60%. So I don't know how to break that down for you, but I get you are going to feel it the moment you want to top up and they tell you how fast it's going to be gone. This is part of that, okay? So they are increasing the company income tax for some of these businesses, which also includes, I think they dropped that, by the way. They were supposed to start taking 4% extra, plus what they are already charging for the custom duties in Nigeria, import duties and whatever, right? So they are supposed to add 4% to it. Presently, people are already paying like over 60% increase they are dealing with. So the 4% announced kind of like triggered the reactions of some people, and it's been announced that they've suspended it for now. But you see, all of them would have to do something, squeeze you as much as they can until you probably begin to squeeze red, in my own opinion. So yeah, then your VAT is going up to 10% as well. Your electricity tariff is also going up soon, as they said they want to maintain the band A, band B, band O level, so that it's not all of you, it won't affect all of you, okay? So when that your electricity tariff goes up, that will be another 67%. So whatever you are paying right now, averagely, just imagine, whatever you are paying for electricity right now, just imagine adding extra half of that to what you will be paying soon. Again, these are the means of what they claim, how they are going to fund the 2025 budget, considering the fact that Nigeria is broke and there is no real investment or investor coming to that contraption to actually create wealth. So get yourselves ready. So the second one is that of RUFIRE. I don't know if you have seen it. I don't know if you have been following it. RUFIRE has raised alarm that Tinubu's Badambu, the NSA, Tinubu, said that because RUFIRE has been moving mad, and it's time to remind him that there is a new sheriff in town. And that sheriff is Kolu, and RUFIRE must respect him and watch his mouth. It's been propaganda for propaganda, by the way. It's just that it hasn't sort of reached the boiling point that way. But RUFIRE was the one who said, good luck, Jolantan had a death list or something like that. That good luck, Jolantan hired snipers to shoot opposition. Even like I said, they bring back the method again. So RUFIRE said there is a plan, that there is a Tinubu's plan to arrest him before the second year celebration of Tinubu in May. So he's already planting that in the mindset of the people, okay? That Tinubu is, the next thing probably is going to be Tinubu wants to kill him, and he won't put just his name, he will put the names of some other people who have been in, you can even put the name of Obi and say Tinubu has so the bottom line now is, do we believe, can we in good conscience believe anything said by RUFIRE of Kaduna in all sincerity? Because people like say, as they have the with a wiki in PDP, their own with a wiki, Kaduna little finger, RUFIRE seems to have been activated right now, because according to him, he remains in APC and he will fight within the place. So while Werewike remains in PDP to fight for the right of whatever, I don't know whose right he's fighting for though. Or should we take RUFIRE serious? That they want to. Now, the only way we can take him serious is when he's arrested. Because they said that they've told him privately to watch his mouth. And they have also reminded him that Tinubu is not Jolantan, Egbere Jolantan. That all the bullshit, all the nonsense they tried with Egbere Jolantan, Tinubu we neutralize them before they can even start, you know, like other kind of. Everybody they pass their own right now. We will show you this. They don't burn you well. We will deal with you. Oh, well, you know, that stuff right now. So I am never going to probably take anything said by RUFIRE as real until RUFIRE is arrested. I will never believe that they have any plan to arrest him. But right now, it seems to be paying, you know, they seem to be paying enough for some social media influencers, the sellers, to begin to rebrand RUFIRE as a democracy fighter, democracy advocate, human rights fighter, best governor Kaduna, you know that nonsense. They are working on that right now. They are polishing his image right now. And in case if you run into any of them, just so you remember, the Maiyegun told you, because they are trying to make RUFIRE a human rights fighter right now. And Tinubu, a villain that is going to target him because RUFIRE loves us. He loves the poor. He loves the oppressed. He loves the cheated. He loves the marginalized. The RUFIRE is now fighting for us. And therefore, Tinubu want to come for him. Oh, let us feel sorry for RUFIRE, kind of. So they are on the verge of pushing that. Just in case if you didn't know. They can't rebrand the likes of RUFIRE. And I mean, I'm just imagining how rough it's going to be once some of you begin to catch the 2027 fever, where propaganda would have finished majority of you enough that you begin to start shouting, go and get your PVC, go and get your PVC, because you get to see those rogues who facilitated this APC, Egbekegbe sustained it until when now you will see majority of them who have actually killed people and they got away with it. You see most of them come together and say they want to save you. And everyone say, well, let us chase this one out first. So I'm going to be here though, you know, like when some of you will be in your emotional elements then. Milady, why are you talking? I see, Maiyegun, I understand. I just thought that let us leave all of that for now. You mean all the people that they were killed in the southern Kaduna by this rogue? But there's no evidence. Maiyegun, let us. What do you mean there's no evidence? There's a pure report that is out there on that. And let's leave that for now. See, people who have died have died. We just need to let us work together so that we can save this Nigeria. Some of you will still say that to me. You are still going to say that to me in another 1.5 years. When majority of you enter your emotional state, whereby everything you have heard on Maiyegun's diary, political, break it up to save life. Let us go our separate ways that you have agreed to. You agree with me on that and all of that. Everything will change in another 1.5 years when you suddenly want to give Nigeria one last chance. Maiyegun, see, this is what I've been talking about. I don't care what these people have done. Opposition must come together to make sure that we, you know, and it doesn't matter who is the opposition. Everybody will just suddenly say, let us save this first. I'm not going to be opposed against you because I have no such power or such influence to get millions of you to withdraw and have so much impact on the general outcome. So I am not going to overrate myself. I'm just going to remind you, and it will remain your conscience. That one that will be reminding you and say, Maiyegun said it. I remember how many times or how many months obedient on this platform. Some of them who kind of despised this whole arrangement. But when it came to the 2023, they suddenly, Maiyegun, you know what? See, Maiyegun, me, I am for Yoruba nation. Well, you see, I just thought that, you see, if people come out to defend their vote, I say, okay. But they're going to rig you, they're going to cheat you. Whoa, Maiyegun, I don't think this one. I don't, you know. There are some of you, I know you are smiling right now and say, are you talking about me, Maiyegun? You are still going to, there's this tiny hole in the hearts of some Nigerians, all right? Because we have been through trauma for so long, right? That the idea of a breaking up of Nigeria, as much as it is not working in anybody's interest per se, except the interest of these low-life criminals, right? The state capturers. So there's still something in you that makes you pretend to actually love something about Nigeria, that you still want it to be better. No, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Don't worry. Like, you know what I'm talking about. The moment you are like, the prediction of this place is irredeemable, this place is irreparable, this place has no chance. You see, that message is, there's always something that keeps reminding you that maybe we are wrong. And it is only the anger from when you finally realize that we are right. The energy, the resources, the time you put into it, and everything just went up the smoke. That rage is what will first send you back to us. When you begin to say again, well, I want to agree with you. Let us break up this. Okay. But that's what we have been saying all this while. But this last 7 months, 8 months, you have started changing that. You almost even kind of like abused me because I kept reminding you that we agreed that we should break it up, not participate in any charade anymore. I'm saying this right now, and some of you probably agrees now, and others will finally agree later when this 2027 fever begins to catch all of you. It's just to remind you, say that we will come back to this state again, and you would not join them, or maybe I should say, you should promise me something. Now, this could be a promise that I can live with, and the promise is this: even if you get so captured, so lost in your own ignorance around that time, or whatever the Kool-Aid they are giving you, and you are ignoring the characters who have contributed to this state of Nigeria today, they suddenly realized that they want to rescue you, begin to form their alliance, that no matter how emotionally drenched you become, you are never going to come onto Maiyegun's Diary Political and tell Maiyegun that Maiyegun doesn't know what he's talking about. Because when I start talking about like RUFIRE, promise me that you will not be so lost, become irredeemable, that you will tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about RUFIRE. Because some of you will say it to me. This Maiyegun doesn't know what he's talking about. This Maiyegun is working for APC. All because of RUFIRE. When you begin to forgive the rogues because they promise to save you. Pinky promise. No, I'm not going to bank on it. I'm just going to remind you. The rogues who brought us to this level can never take us out of it, no matter the kind of a coalition they claim to be forming. It is just another means to use you as their lifeline, all right? Just remember that, okay? And if you don't, it's all right. The diary won't forget at all. So in Edo State, when we landed in Edo State, we discovered that they now have the special advisor to the governor hyping on, they said hype man, senior hype man to the governor of Edo State. What does that mean? SH. Wow. Like, you know, you feel like, are you foreign? Like, why is living like FC Olueron of Edo State? And there were those who have grown-up men who have taken up as their duty to hype him like this and send warning to all of you who want to come to Edo State that Edo is not available.
The governor is here! 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 The governor! Thank God for Johnny Mercy! Thank God for Johnny Mercy! God bless the governor! God bless the governor!
Sole Yakua! Sole Yakua! Almighty! No mercy. No mercy. No mercy. Facebook, One of the press love and like. Love and like. One of the press One of the press love and like Facebook. No mind. TikTok, una know they door me. Una know they door. Oh yeah, when I fire down before Facebook go overtake una. No mind. No mind. No mind, my brother. They don't learn new thing. They don't learn new thing. They don't learn new thing because they do propaganda since. Hey! I swear, I swear, I swear, I swear, I swear, I swear, I swear. I say, who vote I swear? I swear cannot be elected. Can never be elected. In Edo, is a total stranger.
He's a businessman.
Businessman.
He's not a politician.
No matter.
Let him go back to Cotonou and start his job.
No matter. Start it on the flash gift anyhow. Maybe work when I you mainly. Maybe Yana. God bless Mr. Fosa Adams. That one of my chairman. When you call Nigeria, he take care of me well. Bring shoe, bring share, bring many things for me, bring perfume. Adams, God will bless you. Mr. Fosa, God will bless you. I'm a girl. No mind it. But they laugh.
The governor is here. 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 The governor.
Governor is here. This is what the call Ayamia said, yeah, hype man, or probably, I don't know if that pays well. It pays well, you become the hype man for a governor in Nigeria. What do you think? And some of your friends coming from abroad can bring you perfume, aftershave, and all that, you know. Well, brethren, this is where we are going to draw the curtain this evening. However, for the highlight of the week so far, yeah, I don't know what is yours, but the appearance in court of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu earlier this week is my week made already. And this is part of my favorite time, of favorite moments of that event.
Mr. said today, for the simple reason that she has no jurisdiction to try me. None whatsoever. I came out of courtesy and respect. She stands recused from my case and cannot try my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to NJC. I don't want to talk about it. Justice Binta Nyako is using her position for personal gain. For personal gain. Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. And they told them that if they convict me, this is what happens. You can see it. They don't want the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out in Nigeria. That's the problem. Who is that person? Corruption charges. They sent her to my case so they can release or smoothen the pathway for the husband and the son. They are facing. It doesn't matter if they're off it. In a corrupt society, that's what happens. They are very, very corrupt. There is a breach of judicial oath. They have violated the judicial oath. They have shown bias according to Supreme Court. They are biased against me. Supreme Court said so. And that is why what is happening in the judgments and rulings concerning me has been happening. So, disobedience to Superior Court orders. Supreme Court said you are biased. You are against this man. You should not have revoked his bail. Nigeria went to Kenya and kidnapped him. These things are in the public domain. Why, therefore, are they insisting on trying me? A court order was entered. In that very court order, it was said very clearly and succinctly that she is no more. No. That she is no more going to try me. Why are they insisting? Why are they insisting? I ask. Because they have no case against me. They have no case against me.
They have no case against him, of course. All right. So again, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone. All right. And I am going to see you again. And I'm sorry that we are not taking calls this evening. Okay, but we probably should be taking calls some other time. I don't know if I should promise you, but it's okay. So again, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun Diary politico. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni, mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni, ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni, ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.